Hey, how's it going? This is Justin Gilman with Quantum Leads, and today I'll be walking through your digital marketing attack plan to show you how to turn your website into a lead generation machine and really generate some revenue for your business month over month. Now, if you take a look at the top here, we're looking at AC Repair in Houston, which generates about 1,600 searches every single month. Now, obviously, there's a lot more volume out there when you take into account searches like AC installation or AC repair near me. But for the sake of this video and for the sake of time, we're just going to be focusing on the search term AC Repair Houston and showing you how to turn those 1,600 searches into revenue for your business. So let's start by taking a look at your website. So here we are on your website, and if we scroll down here, I think you have a very visually aesthetic website that serves its purpose. However, from an SEO perspective, there's a lot of things that we want to improve on if we want customers to be able to find our business online. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about here is internal search engine optimization, which is just essentially all the different ways that we can improve your website from within the site itself. Now, normally when you hear that, you're going to hear things like title tags, heading tags, local business schema, and while those are all very important for our business, for the sake of this video and time, we're just going to focus on the two most important aspects, which are content and keywords. Now, let's talk about content first. Why is content so important? Well, content is really important, and we want a content-full website because it gives users something to engage with. When a user has something to engage with, they tend to have a better experience, and they're more likely to come back to our website in the future or to Google for future searches. So it makes sense as to why Google would promote such a content-full website. Normally, I like to recommend about 750 to 1,000 words on any page. Obviously, you can go a lot higher than that if you'd like, but 750 to 1,000 is that bare minimum range where we have a content-full site and we don't sacrifice our visual aesthetic. So definitely something to think about. I know a lot of people think a lot of content is very overwhelming. And like I said, while that is true, 750 to 1,000 words is that perfect range to kind of negate those factors. Now, like I said, we want a lot of content, but you're probably saying to yourself, well, Justin, why don't I just throw up a website with 5,000 words and call it a day? And while that sounds like a great idea, the reason it doesn't work is because we have to make sure that our content remains relevant. And the way we do that is with our keywords. Keywords are the most used words or phrases on a website, and based on these keywords, we are going to tell Google information about our business. Normally, I like to recommend that we answer the three main questions for Google with our keywords, which are, what do we do? Where do we do it? And lastly, who are we? So let's take a look at your keywords and see if they answer those questions for Google. That's what I like to use called Keywords Everywhere. And if we scroll down here, you're going to notice your most used keywords. We're going to focus in on the top 6 keywords for the sake of time on this video. But like I said, I always do recommend further optimizing. So let's kind of jump into it. Number 1 and 2, I always recommend being your industry specific keywords. Air is perfect, very popular keyword in the AC industry for obvious reasons. Now, number 2, I always recommend some sort of modifier to that first keyword. So if we have air or AC at number 1, we're going to want repair or installation at number 2. Obviously, you have it at number 3, so we might want to move that up to number 2 because service is a good keyword. However, it's very broad because service applies to a bunch of different industries. So we want repair to be number 2 to complement air at number 1. Now, number 3 and number 4, I always recommend location-based keywords. These are very, very important because they're going to help us drive local traffic to our business by telling Google where we do business. So number 3, we want our city, we want Houston. Number 4, we want our state, so Texas. And number 5 and number 6, we want our brand name in there. The reason I say we want our brand name in there at number 5 and 6 is because oftentimes, yes, we will get customers who look up AC Repair Houston. However, we may get customers who look directly for our brand name. And in that case, we want to make sure our business shows up. So having our brand name at number 5 and 6 will really help us do that. So just to recap really quickly, 1 and 2, we want industry specific keywords. 3 and 4, we want our location based keywords. And 5 and 6, we want our branding based keywords. So definitely something to think about, but let's take a look at your competitors and see what they're doing as far as content and keywords go. So here we have AirTech of Houston. They are the #1 organically ranking site in the Houston area for AC repair, and let's see why. So if we scroll down here, you'll notice this page is literally just all content. They don't really have any images, and if you scroll to the bottom, they do have a few little images, but this is all the footer. But as far as this page goes, like I said, you see it's very content full, and they are reaping the benefits of that. However, let's take it one step further and take a look at how relevant this content is by checking over their keywords. So once again, we're on Keywords Everywhere, and if we scroll down here, you'll notice that they have air at number 1. Like I said, very industry specific term. Then they have Houston at number 2. So that location-based keyword, like I said, super, super important if we want to drive local traffic to our business. So we need that location-based keyword. They put it at number 2. I recommend it at number 3. Then they put service, home, location, HVAC. So it starts to vary a little bit down here. But kind of take this list for some ideas for your own keywords and mix that with the suggestions I gave you to create the strongest keywords list possible. Now let's go back to your website and talk about external search engine optimization and how it ties into everything. So now we're talking about external SEO, which is essentially just all the different things we can do away from your website. And in this case, we'll be talking about backlinking, which is very simple, just a link from one website to another. At face value, it's very simple, but from an SEO perspective, a lot more is going on. When you get a backlink from another website, they are essentially saying that they trust the information that comes from your website, or they trust the website that that business is representing. So definitely something to think about. And it's a very powerful tool because it's a reference to Google, and ultimately it can tell Google that we are a quality business and they will improve our rankings. However, we have to walk a very fine line here because just like we can tell Google that we are a quality business, we could also tell them that we are a very harmful or spammy business by getting links from harmful or spammy sites. So, like I said, it's very important we walk a fine line and get quality backlinks only. I see it all the time where people buy $50 worth of links on Fiverr and they get 10,000 backlinks and their websites tank 50 positions. Now, that's no mistake because that's essentially 10,000 references telling Google that you are a spamful or harmy site. So definitely something to think about. Let's take a look at your backlink structure currently with a tool I have called Ahrefs and see what type of backlinks you're currently generating. So here we are in Ahrefs, and you'll see you have a 25 UR, a 41 DR, generates you roughly 500 users every single month at about $2,000 worth of traffic value month over month. So not bad, and actually a lot better than most of the companies we talk to getting things started. However, we really want to improve on these metrics, so let's dive deeper into what they mean. So UR stands for URL rating, and what that is the individual power given to a single web page. So in this case, we're talking just about the power your homepage generates. Whereas DR, on the other hand, stands for domain rating, and what that is the power that goes through your entire website. So not just your homepage anymore, but also your About Us page, any service pages you have. Every single page is essentially summarized in DR. Now we want the strongest of both metrics along with our internal SEO to create the best results possible. But let's go down the line here and talk about this traffic value stat. How is this measured? So traffic value is a measure of the buyer intent of each user based on the keyword that they come from. So to give you an example, somebody who looks up ACs doesn't carry as much buyer intent or traffic value as somebody who is looking for AC repair or AC installation. Now, the reason that is that somebody looking for ACs could be looking for pictures of AC units, blog articles around AC units. We don't know what they're looking for. Whereas somebody looking for AC repair or AC installation is directly looking for, a service to purchase. So they carry a lot more buyer intent. So we want to make sure that we're ranking for keywords with a lot of buyer intent. That way we can increase our overall traffic value. Let's take a look at some of your competitors and see what they're doing as far as these metrics go. We're back to AirTech of Houston with a 33 UR, a 38 DR, generates them about 4,000 users month over month, and a traffic value of about $103,000 every single month. So this is an example where you clearly see a correlation between a strong internal and external SEO structure and the amount of power and the amount of value it can generate for your business. So let's give you another example here. We have Abacus Plumbing. They have a 26 UR, a 46 DR, generates about 725 organic users every single month, and roughly $28,000 worth of traffic value. So, like I said, a lot of value here if you follow all the steps in this video. But let's go back to the Google search engine results page and talk about our last thing, which is the Google My Business profile. So we're back to Google, and if we scroll down here, what we've been talking about is down here in the organic search results. However, if we scroll up, we also have this map pack here. This is the Google Map Pack, and it's super, super valuable, and there's a lot of potential here because if you can rank number 1 in the organic search results and number 1 in the Google My Business profile or the Google Map Pack, you essentially guarantee that 1,600 people see your business first before looking at another competitor. So, like I said, a lot of potential here. To get into the map pack, we first have to verify our business via postcard with Google. Then the next thing that they look at in order to get us to rank in this map pack is a strong organic rank. Now, Like I said, that's why SEO is so important, because not only does it help down below, but it also influences the map pack. And the third thing that they look for is citations. Now, citations are all the different places your business's name, address, and phone number are listed online. Some popular citations are things like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Facebook, Instagram. All those are different citations you can give for your business, and they all help with the Google Map Pack. So let's go to a tool I have called Whitespark and take a look at how many citations each of these companies has and determine how many you'll need to go in and compete with them. So here we are in Whitespark, and if you look at the top, we have Richmond's Air with 15 citations, then we have ASAP Air with 59, and then we have H-Town AC Repair with 25 citations. Now, once again, like I said, we want to harp on every single aspect of ranking. That way we don't get outranked by somebody with less citations than us, which is kind of the scenario here. So like I said, focus on all aspects, including the internal and external SEO, and also fill out the GMB form to 100% to give Google as much information about your business along with the citations. And if you do all of those, you should start to see some really positive movement for your website and really increase your search appearance online. But once again, my name is Justin Gilman with Quantum Leads. I'd love to set up a meeting to talk about anything that wasn't mentioned in this video due to the sake of time, or to set up a meeting to talk about any questions or concerns you have about the video. So feel free to click the button on the email to set up a meeting with us. But once again, I hope this was very educational, and thanks for watching.